are dominant over others that are recessive. Okay? Now, by looking at the data here, okay, can you tell me from our 6 traits, what are the dominant traits? Okay, so let's list those out really quickly. So our dominant traits are, and if they look at their creature feature sheet, okay, we're going to represent letters to represent the traits. So look at your creature feature sheet, and you'll see that we've assigned A's to be the type of back, whether it's spiny or smooth. So how do we know which one's dominant, which one's recessive? Let's look at that data from experiment 2, and let's identify all the dominant traits. Okay? So for back, which is A, we're going to list the dominant. Okay? So the dominant trait, if we look at the data, so what disappeared? And so smooth disappeared, so spiny. Okay, good. So now for B, okay, B is for horns, and which one's dominant? Okay, short horns. So go ahead and get list all of the, get them to list the dominants on the board. Okay, and all right. So now what you guys are going to do is we're going to practice some breeding. Okay, we're going to practice some breeding. So we're going to use these letters. You notice that your sticks have letters on them like A and B, okay, which are representing the traits. Now, what if we get organisms that inherit AA, or little a, okay? So which one of those would be smooth-backed, okay? Which one would be the recessive, the smooth-back? Okay, it should be this one, right? Okay, smooth. Because as long as there's the presence of one dominant, then that's going to be what we see in the baby dragon. Okay? So when we write out the letters, here's 2 more terms for you guys. When we write out the letters, that's called the genotype. Okay? But what they actually look like, whether they look dominant or they look recessive, okay, that is the phenotype. So you can see here that these 2 genotypes result in the same phenotype. So the phenotype is the physical expression, okay, the physical expression. So those are 2 more terms that we needed to introduce to you to go forward. So now the second part that you guys are going to do, okay, is this application. Now in the student lab manual here, I know that what I want to do for the future is, if you look at the student lab manual, there's the application where they're supposed to make their predictions on the next page, and then it goes to number 2, and then the breeding results is on the next page, this big huge chart. That actually should be before 2, I think, so you might want to give them some directions on that. You could ask them, oh, rip this page out and flip it really quickly. Somehow like that. I'll change it for the future. But what they're supposed to do with the application, okay? So now that we have an idea of how the dragons breed, and we have their rules of what's dominant and what's recessive and how this works, now what you guys are going to do is randomly select a set. Okay, so everybody should kind of have randomly selected a set. So if I randomly select 2 large, 2 colored sticks, and 2 small sticks. This represents my dragon, or me, okay? This is what I'm representing. So in the top box, okay, the very one at the top that says genotype, you're listing what you are, okay, you as your dragon, and then your phenotype underneath it. And then partner up with somebody at your table, and you're going to list the same thing for your partner, and you're gonna, they're going to list, okay, you need to list each other's genotypes and phenotypes. So get those listed, like for example, I would list for myself little a for back, which would represent the phenotype. What would that be? It would be smooth. Then for horns, okay, which are B's, I have a big B and a little b. So I would write that down, and then I write the phenotype. So do that for both of you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to predict what the outcome would be for each of the 6 characteristics if you 2 made it. Okay, if you 2 as dragons made it. So you're going to list that out prediction section here. And I'll just kind of help you out with the first one, okay? Let me help you out with the first one. So let's all do the first one together. Let's do back together. Now there's two different ways that you can do this. You can do what's classically called a Punnett square, or you could just do it by drawing eggs and sperm. So if this is me, okay, and I'm little a, and let's say that my lab partner, okay, my partner, is big A, little a, okay? Well, I'm going to kind of show this with egg and sperm, and then I'll apply it to a Punnett square. So I can make two different eggs. I can make an egg with a little a, and I can make another egg that has the other little a in it. Okay? My partner can make two sperm. A sperm with a big A and a sperm with a little a. And now I need to show all the combinations. If this sperm fertilized this egg, then that's what the dragon would be, the baby dragon for that trait. But what if this sperm fertilized this egg? Okay, then it would be this. If this sperm fertilized this egg, it would be here. Or if this sperm fertilized this egg, then that's what it would be there. And so these are the what the four possible outcomes could be of the baby. Another way to do that is, okay, the classic Punnett square, where you just list the two possible combos on the side, and then the top, and then put all the combos inside. Okay, so I like pictures, so I drew eggs and sperm. And so this could be what the possibility every time that we bred, okay, what it could come up for horns. So now you guys need to make those predictions. It should take you just about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes tops. I'll float around to see if you need some help with these Punnett squares, okay? And so, you know, give them a few minutes to do that, okay? And then now these are predictions. Now we're going to test this. So I know in the student lab manual it looks kind of funny, but go ahead and flip to the page in the student manual where it says breeding results, because this is where we are going to actually do our breeding. And in the actual student manual it says they should figure out a way to do it, but to save time, you can tell them, okay, take all, we're going to do this for each one of the characteristics, okay? And so for each characteristic, do it at least 5 times. So do horns 5 times, do back 5 times, and list them there. And then we're going to, I want you to put your results on the board for at least 3 of your traits, okay? Put your results on the board, and put your Punnett square for what your prediction was, and then put your actual results on the board for at least 3 of the characteristics. Because if you don't, then they're just going to sit there like, what should I do? So this is how they can do it. So with their partner, okay, take, you know, for each characteristic, so if we start with back, okay, just have them put the 4 sticks for those traits behind them, mix it up, and then just randomly pick out 2 sticks, put it in front of them. So the first one would be big A, little a. So they would write back big A, little a, okay? And then put them back, mix them again, pull 2 out, because that's, you know, big A, little a. That's as random as we could get it, kind of, that way. So they should do